What's going on, everybody? Welcome back for another round of Charlie Brown Politics, and this is my co host, Jack Kennedy. Now, recently, you all have heard the drama relating to the Cornel West incident. You know what I'm talking about. He went out there, called Alexei Navalny a white supremacist, courageous. A lot of people got upset about that and responded. People on the left, like Revolutionary Blackout Network, I did a video on it. A lot of us on the left uh, pointed out Cornell's tweet incorrectly critiqued him. Now, Cornell has been going on and responding to everybody's response. So he went on Bad Face podcast with Brianna Joy Gray, or is it Gray Joy? I can never remember. Sorry, Bree. And gave his explanation on what's going on. So I want to quickly show you guys Cornell's response because within this, he actually smears black radicals, and I'm talking about he puts out smears against Revolutionary Blackout Network, and I'm not going to stand for that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and I'm going to pull up the clip that I'm talking about. And so give me 1 second here, everybody. So here's the clip. Yeah, this is the Bad Faith podcast with Brianna Greyjoy. If you don't know who she is, she's a lefty political pundit that she votes third party, which is fine. So I guess she's better than somebody like a Crystal Ball, but she has been supporting people like Marianne Williamson and Cornel West. So I don't know. She is part of the professional managerial class, but she's better than some. Um, yeah, I guess that's my opinion on her. So here we have it. She's gonna ask Cornell about the tweet that everybody responded to, and so let's just go ahead and get right into it, everybody.
So, Dr. West, I heard you allude to people within our left community who we might describe, or maybe you did just describe as petty, putting their own personal interests first. And it seems to me a pretty clear allusion to some of the controversy that has been surrounding your campaign for a few reasons. One seems most recently are comments that you made after Alexei Navalny's death that people took offense to because it seemed like it was perhaps drawing an equivalency between someone who has made bigoted, anti-Arab statements in the past, despite being wrongly killed in prison by an authoritarian government. People felt like lumping him together or putting him side by side with some other people whose kind of political projects have been more in line with our own, devalued the political projects of people on the left who were part of that post and in comparison. And also, there's been some controversy or some questions about the trajectory of your presidential campaign and the choice to leave NPP for the Green Party and then leave the Green Party to run as an independent. And now the creation of your new party has raised some questions about the kind of integrity of the party, the direction of the party, and whether or not people should invest in the party. So I wondered if we could take those in turn, perhaps giving you an opportunity to address the Navalny criticism. We'll get into that a little bit.
Well, I mean, one, you're absolutely right. I mean, the problem is it really is a distraction in light of what Brother Aaron was doing. See, I have very deep and genuine prayers for both Brother Aaron and his precious family. You see, as a Christian, I don't take seriously anybody trying to regulate who I pray for. You see, that has itself a kind of authoritarian spirit, if not a fascist sensibility. When we're critical of who you pray for, well, I'm a free man. I pray for anybody I want to pray for. I'm praying for Aaron. I've been praying for Mumia and Leonard and so forth. You see, and anybody who's falsely accused and has to wrestle with.
Okay, let me pause it real quick. So right here, he brings up his faith. He's like, people are trying to dictate who I can pray for. That was not the critique, Cornell, that everybody presented to you. You were creating a straw man. You were creating another argument off of the argument that is being made. Okay, nobody said anything about you can and can't pray for whoever's family. It is literally the fact that you put and called this man courageous, and even though you know where he stands. Now let me back it up a little bit because there's another part that I want to point out. So let's watch again.
When we're critical of who you pray for, well, I'm a free man. I pray for anybody I want to pray for. I'm praying for Aaron. I've been praying for Mumia and Leonard and so forth. You see, and anybody who's falsely accused and has to wrestle with state-sponsored torture and now maybe state-sponsored murder, you pray for his family. Stella Assange said the same.
Okay, so that's the part that I wanted to point out. He is still under the belief and knowledge that Navalny was killed by Putin. Well, I hate to break it to you, but it's been pretty common news lately that this is how Navalny died. Navalny died from the blood clot, Ukrainian intelligence chief says. So that's not coming from Putin. That's coming from the intelligence service of Ukraine. So I guess Cornel isn't privy to this information yet. But you see what he's doing. He's using his faith as a shield, as a cover up, trying to act like people said we're dictating who he can and can't pray for. No, it's literally that you called this guy a courageous man. Anyway, let's keep going.
Same thing. And of course, I've been in Deep South there with Julian now for over 10 years in terms of being there in the embassy with him in London, and me and Roger Waters and others raising money for him in New York, and with his blessed father and brother Gabriel and John with them in Washington, D.C. So when I read this piece, or I was told about it, I don't read, when I was told about it, well, I'm praying for the family. And then here's, people saying, well, he's giving a eulogy, as if he's giving a eulogy for a Nazi, because people are saying sometimes he's a Nazi supervisor. I'm walking down the street, the brother walks up to me and said, Brother West, I didn't know you were a Nazi sympathizer. I said, what you mean, Nazi sympathizer? I'm going down to Charlottesville, put life on the line against these gangsters. What are you talking about? Well, people are writing on the internet, and particular individuals talking about you eulogize a Nazi and you praise another Nazi. But see, this kind of pettiness for me simply is it just shows a deep problem. It's a spiritual problem. It's a moral problem, and it has to be addressed explicitly. And of course, it's a whole little slice of the left. It's not broad left, but it's part of a left that has been so neglected and so disrespected that they primarily look for put down in order to get various kinds of clicks and various kinds of markets. And so the independent media, Paul Street, who I think is one of the most insightful writers around, alongside.
So, in other words, Cornell just accused Revolutionary Blackout of only coming at him and smearing him, which Revolutionary Blackout did not smear, they critiqued, okay? They said, why are you praising Alexei Navalny? That was a legitimate critique, okay? But no, Cornell did a straw man and took that as people are trying to dictate who is praying for him. And now to sit there and call Revolutionary Blackout Network grifters and clickbaiters, these people push against the narrative. If they wanted to clickbait, they would tell you to vote for Joe Biden. If they wanted to clickbait and were grifters, they would be telling you to vote for Trump. Okay, there is no money in this type of politics, okay? They got 40,000 subs and they split their money from that YouTube channel between 6 people. You think they're really making a lot of money? Get the fuck out of here.
Brother Chris Hedges and others, that it's clear that independent media is not that independent. Put it that way. It's dependent on market. And by being dependent on market, you're looking for various clicks, you're looking for eyeballs, you're looking for views. And so the realities of the suffering that Brother Aaron's sacrifice highlights is subordinate to the put downs and the trashings and the takedowns that give you attention. And this goes all the way back.
All right. So once again, he said the trashings, the put downs, the takedowns. RBN did not come out there and say, yo, this guy doesn't want to pay his child support because he's a piece of shit. No. Okay. He's a PMC that doesn't want to pay his taxes. No, they came at you with legitimate critiques. Like, why are you praising Novani? Why did you leave the Green Party when you knew you weren't going to have better ballot access? These are legitimate critiques. And he is taking these as smearing. No, Cornel is the one smearing right now. He's smearing Revolutionary Blackout Network and people on the left like them. He's got a little bit more. Let's keep listening.
Back to Brother Jimmy Dore. I've talked about that in terms of the Jimmy Dore plantation and the folk on his plantation. And you can't really put white supremacy at the center. That's been part of my critique of the Green Party, right? Green Party.
All right. I had to pause it. So I went over this in the last video. He said that Revolutionary Blackout Network is on the Jimmy Dore plantation. Well, Cornell, didn't you vote for Jim Crow Joe? Didn't you tell everybody to vote for genociding with Grandpa Biden? So, in the words of Nick Cruz, you're on the Biden plantation, my friend. You told everybody to vote for Obama in 2008, trashed him for 4 years, and turned around and voted for him again in 2012. You told everybody to support Bernie Sanders, and how well did that age? You were just trying to delegitimize RBN's voice, okay, by putting him in with Jimmy Dore. RBN has created their own mutual aid chapters and has helped out a lot of people. And for them to just do that as like 6 random people to put in all these different things throughout the country and do the work that they do, and for you to just overlook that and try to, just say that they're hanging on Jimmy Dore's coattails, that's that's fucked up, bro. And it's shameful. Why don't you get off of Bill Bradley's dick? Why don't you get off of Joe Biden's dick? Why don't you get off of Bernie's? So that's what I have to say to that. I don't want to go on forever, guys. There's more to it. He goes on to call out Revolutionary Blackout by name in the rest of this video. So after you're done watching this, go check out the full interview. I'm sure you guys have already seen Nick's reaction and RBN's reaction. And if you haven't, go check that out because they completely destroy this motherfucker, okay? They fucked with the wrong people. And you guys already know that I'm biased on this, yes, because I work with RBN. I do a live stream for their Long Beach chapter, but you can go back and check the tapes, okay? I was telling people about Cornell and the real truth about Cornell before I ever started working for RBN. So I knew who Cornell was, but it's just kind of disappointing. And he's even gone further. He's even worse than I thought he was. And so there we have it, guys. Once again, do we have a legitimate third party candidate? No, I really don't think so. Um, and I wasn't going to vote for them, even if there was. What am I trying to say here? I guess I'm trying to say that there is nobody from the top that's going to come and save us. Our answers and our help is going to come from us. We have got to, put our time, money, and vote into mutual aid, into local farms, into local businesses. That's what drew me into Revolutionary Blackout Network. Um, in the first place was their mutual aid work and what they're doing on the ground. That is inspiring, and I like that a lot. So I can go on and on and on about Cornell. You guys have seen my videos, or if you haven't, I'll make it pop up on the end of this video. But Cornell has shown time and time again that he is making the wrong decisions for his campaign, and he's been super flip floppy on his decisions on who he's supported in the past. He's supported a fuck ton of neoliberals, told everybody to vote for Jim Crow Joe, the guy who wrote in the three strike crime bill. What else is there to say, guys? And so, with that being said, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. How you guys feeling about this? And with that being said, I will catch you on the next episode of Charlie Brown Politics. And apologies, everybody, if I sound and look um bad today. I'm not feeling very well, so but I had to get this video put together. And for those of you out there saying, Charlie, you never look and sound good. Well, I would say fair enough. So, yep. All right, guys. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will catch you on that next one. Later.